Hello and welcome to the PCTA podcast. I'm your host, Victoria.
And I'm your co-host, Myron. Today we are interviewing Mr. Donato, the Cte Business teacher here at PCTA.
Today, Mr. Donato is going to share with us his industry background and how he became a teacher here at PCTA.
Hi, Mr. Donato. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Did you have a career before becoming a teacher, and what did you do?
Like many of you students will when you're out in the workforce, I've had a few careers. I graduated from University of Rhode Island with a major in business, and my first job was with Kmart Corporation, and I worked as I joined their management training program, and I was a store manager for 7 years at Kmart. And after a while, I wanted to do something different, and I ended up getting into the banking industry, and I worked at Fleet Bank, which is now Bank of America. I spent about 7 years at Bank of America. Went back and got my master's in business from Northeastern University, and during that time, I did a co-op at Kraft Foods where I got really involved in marketing, and I went on to being a category manager at CVS Pharmacy at their headquarters in Woonsocket, and I did that for about 7 years before becoming a teacher.
Wow. So you've been part of business almost since you joined college and stuff. You've been around.
Right out of college, I was involved in various businesses from retail to financial and marketing. So I cut across a lot of different industries.
So you were a part of a lot of things. Did you ever find it difficult to have to be a part of all these things?
It's a challenge, and I always enjoyed learning as much as I do teaching, and it was exciting to learn something and then learn something new. And fortunately, a lot of the businesses offered training, and I apprenticed with a lot of mentors, which were great. And like I said, I went back to school a couple of times. One was to get my master's in business, and that opened up other opportunities. And then I returned to getting my teaching certificate.
What got you interested in becoming a high school teacher, especially a math and business teacher?
Well, math cuts across just about everything. Mm-hmm. And I've always used math in a lot of the businesses I've been involved in. And then people always would come up to me and say, you're really good at teaching things. And I always shared everything I know about what I was doing, because my philosophy is if you know as much about what I do as I do, that opens up other avenues for me to pursue. So I really started to think about that, and that's one of the reasons why I got into teaching. And I enjoy the younger students. They think differently. They have a lot of energy, and that's why I chose the high school to join. And specifically a career in tech school. That was a very important decision. I really wanted to be at a career in tech school, and I helped open the school, and I've been here since it opened.
We're very lucky to have you, because we can take this knowledge that you provide to us if we choose, not to go to college or go to college, because we can use this information, to help us in the real life. So you're preparing us for that.
Well, it's nice to know that, and I've made a lot of students have left impressions on me, and I've learned a lot from students, and my goal is to get more and more that way each year, to get more and more students excited about learning.
Yeah, I'm grateful for you, Mr. Donato.
So, Mister, you seem to be a very busy person, but what do you like to do on your free time?
Well, on my free time, a lot of what I do is related to a lot of the tech areas we have at the school. One of them being automotive. I've always been around cars. I like collecting cars, buying and selling cars. That's one. being Italian, and my uncle used to make flour in Italy and pasta in Italy. So I became involved in food, and I enjoy cooking. As a part-time job, I've worked at a couple of restaurants and catering companies throughout the years. And so I don't have a lot of spare time, but what I do is I like autos, traveling, food. I like designing things. I spent a lot of time in graphics because I enjoy that. I like laying out things, and my experience at CVS being in marketing, a lot of marketing is advertising, and I enjoy doing that even on my free time. So a lot of what the careers are in school are my hobbies outside of school.
I like how you know a little bit about everything. I like how you learn and then you teach us, and that's a really nice skill to have.
Yeah, and I hope many of you do the same. And I like to be the model. There's some people that go to school and do the same thing for the rest of their lives, but many of us will have different jobs, and we really don't know what it's going to be like until you're out in the field. And it's great to have different skills, and a lot of the skills that you have in one tech area are transferable to other tech areas, no matter what, or other jobs, I mean. So just because you're in graphics doesn't mean you can't do a bunch of different things along the way that are related to that. Just like I said, in many of my jobs, math was involved. And in many of my jobs, you do a lot of advertisement. You have to do presentations. So whatever tech area students are in, no matter what job you're going to be able to use those skills. They're transferable in many jobs.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good thing for people to know, because most people think that if they go to college for this one major, that they're only going to have that one job. But there's a lot of stuff out there that you can be able to imply what you learn to.
And that's what you're learning, and I'm glad you're open to that. And you always do the best you can and learn as much as you can where you are. Mm-hmm. And then if that's not for you, it's not time wasted. You use that and leverage it in your next endeavor, and you learn about jobs when you're out in a job. You might see somebody else's job and say, I want to do that. You might need additional training to do that. So remember, school doesn't end. School isn't always college. It can happen at any time, but it's always good to continue to learn. It keeps your mind fresh, and it keeps you excited.
Yeah, absolutely. This episode of PCTA Podcast is sponsored by PCTA Graphics. The PCTA Graphics customer service area will be open and taking orders during lunch for custom apparel and printout orders for faculty and staff. So tell us about the CTE program, the business program. Is that a part? I'm so sorry. Tell us about the CTE business program that is part of cosmetology here at PCTA.
Well, we started out, we picked cosmetology because cosmetology, over 50% of the cosmetologists own and operate their own business. And so what we're doing there is we're teaching them about businesses, and we have a series of 4 classes now. In 9th grade, you get an introduction to the business world. 10th grade, we move on to management, and then we move on to accounting, which is part of every business, and we wrap it up in the senior year with finance. And a lot of these topics you use in any job, but we're going to start out there, and hopefully we'll continue to expand that. I know some of the finance classes we've opened up to some seniors in other tech areas, because that's a good thing to learn about running your own business. But it's great down there. As a matter of fact, I'm so proud and kind of surprised at the interest that a lot of the girls have in accounting. And that's a great thing because they almost have two careers when they graduate the cosmetology business program. They can either go into the cosmetology or they can go into business or they can do both.
Yeah, and I really do hope this like program like expands because it's like something, I don't know, useful like in the real world. And we have some knowledge, because like I know like some people, when you're starting off a business and you don't have some background on business, some people will like to take advantage of you. And then like knowing this stuff, it could help us out.
Yeah, I'm surprised. And I've learned a lot from students because, a lot of students are using our banking different ways. It's all pay, electronic pay, Apple Pay, and but it still doesn't replace banking and checking accounts. That will still be part of business, even personal and if you work for a company. So it's good to have a knowledge of that for your own personal benefit. And it also helps you understand. You want to work for a good company, and the more you know about business and finances, the more you can tell, is this a good company to work for versus another company? You may have choices, and you may change along the way.
So what are some industry credentials that students leave with after graduation?
We're working on that right now. We're trying to, one of them, which is just become mandated because a lot of students do not know about just banking in general. They know about how to pay for things electronically. So the state has made EverFi, which you ladies probably have done, has made it mandatory as one of the credentials you earn in order to graduate. We're also looking at certifications in accounting and some of the electronic accounting that's coming down the pike. So we're offering quite a few of those. You have to pass a test, and we're going to be offering different certifications in those different areas, such as accounting, management, and finance. Those are the three basic certifications you can get.
Yeah. What do you hope your students take with them after they graduate?
I hope that they take with them a general knowledge of what business is, how to manage personal finances, how to look at records of a business and understand how the business is doing, how to manage their money and make money by investing in other companies.
Yeah.
And maybe I actually just had one student that I think he was undecided and then really thought about it and said, you know what, I think I want to become a business major. So a lot of students don't know what business majors do, and it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's like a really nice skill that the school is offering for us.
Yeah, thank you. And I think it's a skill that cuts across all tech areas
and
sure. academic areas.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Do you want some? Do you want to add something? No?
Once again, you are listening to the PCTA podcast. We want to thank our guest today, Mr. DiDonato, for sharing his story with us.
Keep an eye out for our next episode coming to you soon.